Hey, this is Ashley Duren, and this is my multimedia design project. I decided to do my design project over fractions, and I'm using the theme as like they're working at a pizzeria. So this is my introduction page. I decided to post a link for them to listen to some audio. And so this is my introduction. Just kind of introducing the task. Congratulations, today's your first day on the job. And then they keep going. This is a video from Khan Academy that I embedded as just kind of a fraction introduction. And then, so they have two options. They can either click on the task page at the top or the task page at the bottom. But either one takes them to the next page, which is where their task is. I embedded another audio file into this website that will read these instructions if any student needs that. And then this kind of outlines their tasks. So first, next, after that, finally. And then the process page can be accessed from this link down at the bottom or up at the top in the navigation bar, but I'll just click on that. The process, same thing. There's a link embedded or a audio file embedded here to go through the process, and they can just click play and that'll play. And then step 1, they'll watch this video. Step 2, they'll click on this link and it'll take them to this page where they will read through this lesson and then answer these questions. And I'll come and check it, but it says all that right here. Be sure to call me over to check your work before moving on. Step 3 is their first actual task that they're going to be completing. They'll watch this video to help with each of these documents. Depending on what group they're in, that's the document that they'll click. And so I'll just play a snippet of this.
In order to complete step 3 in your process, you will need to know how to add lines to your pizza and also how to add your toppings.
Okay, so I made that screencast through Jing. So just giving them a little bit more instructions about the document link. Each of these opens up to this page in which they will have to make a copy. And then it should open the document for them to do their work on. And so this page talks about their task, what exactly they're going to be doing on the next slide. And then the next slide is going to be answering some questions. Group 1 pizza challenge is a little bit less challenging than Group 2 and Group 3. I just threw that in there for a little bit of differentiation. Step 4, they're going to have to make a video on Flipgrid answering these 3 questions. The password for this Flipgrid is this. But of course, other teachers will probably want to use their own Flipgrid instead of just having their kids use mine. So, but I've included that on the teacher page. Before you begin your Flipgrid, please read the rubric on the evaluation page so they can click there. And then here's the rubric. I didn't put anything in this spot for the 1 point because either they did it or they didn't. Someone's suggestion was to just put a little fun symbol there, so I decided to do that. So they can either return to the process page, or if they've already finished all the process assignments, then they'll move on to the conclusion page, but we'll go back to process and scroll back down. And so the grid password was DurenA-MDP. And they'll click add an idea, but of course it won't let us do it on this Weebly page. So they're going to record at Flipgrid. And then they will begin to, hello, sorry. So they'll begin to make their Flipgrid. And then they'll go back and move on. So that we've already looked at the evaluation. I have included an audio file with that. And the conclusion page. It looks like you've had a successful day at your new job at Duren's Fraction Pizzeria. Did you enjoy this activity? Please take time to answer a few questions down below. So this was just an idea that I had gotten from one of the examples that Dr. Grove had posted. They had a Google form, and I thought that was really neat to get feedback, so they can either choose if they're a teacher and it'll take them to these questions, or they can choose if they're a student and it'll take them to these questions. And of course we're going to move on to credits. Thank all of you for giving me feedback on this. My family who did some usability testing for me, and then of course my resources that I used. And then my teacher page looks a little bit different. The introduction is basically the same. Some implementation and differentiation is added into this part. And of course my standards are listed down below, some math standards and also the SD student standard that I plan to highlight with this project. And to complete this web quest, you and your students will need to have Google accounts and access to Flipgrid. My task page for this, your students will blah, blah, blah. Process. I just kind of talked about their process, and then I added a little Flipgrid overview just in case a teacher has never used Flipgrid. It's a totally free product, so I really love it. So I kind of gave them an overview there just in case. My evaluation page is just the same rubric. My conclusion page is the same Google form. My credits are the same, and then of course it links back to the student page. So thanks in advance for any feedback that you have.